This episode of the Onealien Show is brought to you by Whole Harmony Healing. Whole Harmony believes in treating the whole person, the body, the mind, and the spirit, using holistic methods to assist amazing individuals like yourself. Whole Harmony Healing works from the inside out. Go on to wholeharmonyhealing.com to schedule your appointment today. And now back to your regular show. This is the Onealien Show, and we are here on Wednesday afternoon, and I am your host, John O'Neill. And I've got some awesome stuff going on today. I've got a guest in the house, and she is raring to tell you everything. She's got so much to give you today. And so we're going to get to her in 1 second. I'm going to leave her on deck while I get to the stuff that I always do, and that's gratitude. Holy cow, I am so grateful. It's Wednesday, which is Wonderful Wednesday, and it's a time to be grateful. As soon as I woke up this morning, I had a lot of thankfulness and gratitude for my life, for everything that's going on. Regardless of what it looks like, I got to be grateful and thankful, and I'm thankful for you. Everyone who has been listening. I had a phone call yesterday with a business associate, and we're not even really doing any projects right now, but he mentioned the show, and I didn't even know he was listening. It just, you know, when things start to move in a fashion, in a way that really is out of your control, but is still so awesome. It's a wonderful ride. You let go and you just, what did we talk about last week? We said, let go, cut it loose. And so I have done that with many facets of my life, and that makes it even more amazing as I'm on this ride, okay? As I'm on this ascension, this fourth step to the path of the lion, which is a year of lion's love. It's been phenomenal. It's been awesome. It's been great. And you can have the same type of zeal and energy that I have by listening to some of my shows, right? Get those words deposited in your life. Go on to starworldwidenetworks.com and look up the Onealien Show. I'm on there. Just look around. You don't have to look far because you'll see a guy that looks like me with a white hat on, right? And click on that link and you'll go in and there's a plethora. There's a whole buffet full of content for you to peruse at your own, because it's on demand. I mean, you know, what's the problem? You could watch it tonight. You could go to sleep to it. You could wake up to it. You could work out to it. You could make love. I mean, you could do a lot of things to the words of the Onealien Show. Put it on, have it in your life, and see what happens. Speaking of in your life, if you remember about the show episode, I want to say maybe 2. I don't know. It's so long ago. It's been years. It's been thousands of years that I've been doing this. And so the one of the episodes was restoration and redemption. If you remember, I had a couple special guests on, and they were just kind of telling me about their journey. They're telling you about their journey and about the impact of their life and about some decisions they made and things that were going on. And so in continuing with restoration and redemption, which is the mantra, which is the slogan, and it is the philosophy of my empire in the mental health industry, okay? And restoration and redemption is something that came from my heart, and it is what I extend my helping hand for, to look at people and say, you can be restored and you can be redeemed. And today, without further ado, I have Miss Quinn Suniga that is here. Say your name for us.
Hi, my name is Quinn Suniga.
And she is here, and I'm calling her part of my restoration and redemption movement, because Quinn has an incredible journey. And Quinn has a story that she's going to share with us today. And I'm just going to kind of ask a few questions to kind of keep us going. But really, the floor is Quinn's. I mean, she is the guest and the star of the Onealien Show today. So, Quinn, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
You doing all right today?
Yeah.
Excellent. Good to have you on. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
And so I want to start out with, you know, we talk about the path of the lion. And I know that you've seen a couple episodes, unlike somebody listening that needs to go watch some, but I know that you've seen a few of the episodes. And so when I talk about a journey, Quinn, okay, when I talk about a journey, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you came from, maybe a childhood memory. What really, tell us about the origins of Quinn.
Well, I was born and raised on the Hopi Reservation with my mother. She's a single mother. I was born premature because due to my mom's alcoholism. As I remember growing up, about 5 years old, I was molested by one of my uncles because my family was always drinking. And what I could remember about 8, I started drinking alcohol because I would just find them on the floor where my grandma or my parents would be passed out and would just drink whatever was in the can. And about 10, 11 years old, I started getting into marijuana, and I was still drinking alcohol too. And
Wait, hold on a second, sweetheart. Hold on one second. You know, you got to give me a few minutes to digest this.
okay,
You're saying from the age of your alcohol consumption started at home at
Yes.
the age of 7 or 8.
yes,
Wow. And then just from there, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I had to digest that for a second.
yeah. Because my parents were always drunk. You know, and she was never home. My grandma and them was always drinking. She would have people in and out of going in and out of her home. So I practically grew up by myself. My brother was there, but he was always somewhere else. You know, he didn't want to be home due to the drinking.
Okay.
So about junior high, I was still drinking. You know, I was doing bad in school. I was having bad grades, just due to drinking and running away from home just to go drink with my friends. And same thing in high school. You know, I ended up getting expelled from school due to fighting. Was always, you know, not going to school because my mom wasn't really there, so it seemed like she didn't care. You know, she was always out drinking, so we'll always sneak out the house at night, me and my sister, my other sister Paulette. And you know, after that, my mom, I don't know, she would just come to our you know, when they have parent-teacher conference, my mom would go up there drunk.
Wow.
And so I was kind of like bullied in school due to my mom's drinking. And so I became, you know, a bully myself to other kids. And that's how I got expelled from school, because I beat up this girl at school and the cops came and got me at school.
Wow.
And I ended up going to the juvenile center.
Okay.
And I stayed in there because my mom wasn't there. I had to stay in there till she came and picked me up.
Wow.
So that was my childhood life, and I think that was it.
Ain't nothing childhood about that life. Wow, Queen. So all those things, the circumstances of you coming up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just in that type of environment, seeing those of you who have grown up in that type of environment, you know, having substance abuse and things, neglect potentially from your parents, you could relate, right? Just it's just a hard situation. Being a female as well, obviously, and like you're saying, people coming in and out of the house. You didn't feel supported at school, it sounds like.
No.
Wow.
And I didn't grow up with my dad either. I didn't know my dad. He passed away when I was a newborn, so I didn't get to have a father figure in my life.
So important. So an absent mother and a passed on father.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Oh my goodness, Quinn. So all those things. It sounds like, you know, you had a pretty rough time in high school.
Yeah.
Expelled. So you basically you didn't get your high school diploma. You didn't graduate.
No.
Right. And so 15, 17, you know, 18. You're just out there.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Just
Well,
young 20s.
Around 18, 19, we got in contact with my older sister that lived in California. We ended up moving out there, and that's where I met my kid's father.
Okay.
And I had got married to him. And being in the married life, you know, it wasn't really all that either. You know, I was drinking and drugging with my husband. It was like, it seems like every day we drank. And that's when I had my first child. He's 16 now, So we have 3 kids all together.
Okay.
And we're just drinking all the time, drugging, and we'll always get in fights. And I tried to commit suicide, and I ended up going to the crazy house about maybe 3 times during my relationship with my ex-husband. We started doing drugs together, and I was the one that introduced him to meth. And that's what was my drug of choice, alcohol and meth. And it was a bad idea that I introduced him because he ended up getting addicted to it himself, and we both ended up on the streets, and my kids got taken away from me by his mother.
Wow.
So after that, it was just always me and him fighting, and then he left me on the streets I was out there for about maybe 2 years on the streets by myself.
Homeless, nowhere.
Yes, nowhere to go. I was sleeping on the side of the stores, like just anywhere I could sleep, or I would just stay up. Just
Oh my gosh.
being on meth, I would stay up all night. I wouldn't sleep. But I met like a bunch of other people that were on drugs, so they, I thank God that they didn't hurt me while I was out there. So when I started doing that, I ended up, I just started crying one day. I was sitting at the park, and I called my sister, my middle sister, and she told me if I was ready to stop using, if I was gonna stop using, she would come pick me up that day or that night. It was at night. So she goes, whatever you have right now, I want you to throw it away and we'll come pick you up.
Freeze. Commercial break on this incredible story. Man, just let me digest it, Quinn. You have had an incredible journey. And looking back, you could see how we talk about repeating those bad behaviors, being passed down. And it sounds like what you're describing is you having a companion, being married, right? And then creating all those same things that you came from.
Yeah.
All those things that you experienced and endured, you found yourself creating as well.
Yes.
Right? Unbelievable. And then okay, so you ended up homeless, and the kids are gone with grandma, his grandma.
And I ended up coming back to the res, and being on the res wasn't a good choice either. I was back doing the same thing I was doing in California, drinking and using meth.
Wow.
And that went on for, about 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I was, just here and there, house to house, nowhere to go. Even though I had family, I wasn't close with my family because I did, bad things to them or said bad things to them when I was drunk or high. And, I regret it now because, I don't really have that connection with them. And one day I was just sitting, laying behind this building. I just ran out of what I had, the meth. And I just started praying to God, asking him that I wanted to stop, if he could help me, get into treatment. And and something just clicked in my head when I was laying back there, and I forgot that one of my friends had gave me a number to a facility out here in Levine.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I ended up calling that number, and they told me that they would come get me in 2 days. So I was like, in 2 days, I want to come now because, I'm only gonna keep using. And so they said they could come and get me in 2 days. So I had to wait 2 days, and I was using the whole time those 2 days. I used a gram of meth. I smoked a gram of meth by myself that day when they came to pick me up.
Wow.
And I was just crying to them, telling them I'm glad they came, because I don't know what would have happened to me if they didn't.
Yeah. Unbelievable. So what I heard you say is that you had all that mess going on in California. And like a lot of us, when we get in messes, sometimes we want to run back home. And most of the time when we do that, we're considering home to be a safe place, right? A return to
Yes.
family and support. But when you return back, it wasn't what you needed, right? And so you just ended up you found people who were still doing the same bad behaviors and fell right into it.
Yes.
You know? Wow. Okay. Whew. Okay, Quinn. My goodness, my goodness. So you had to cry out for help. Something in you said, we need some help.
Yes.
And that right there is what I'm thankful for, you know, because a lot of times, many of us don't come to that point, or maybe when we do come to that point, we ignore it, you know. And maybe that was, you know, maybe as you think back and you kind of go through your own testimony that you had other times when you tried to cry out or you felt like crying out, but for whatever happened, it didn't happen.
Yes.
You know, until this time, right? Unbelievable, unbelievable. So you decided you needed some help, and the help the opportunity that you got was a treatment facility. Okay, to help you get away from and get off of that stuff.
Yes.
Okay, and so so what happened? So you came down and landed in a treatment facility.
Yes, I was in a treatment facility called Philia Home. That was my first treatment center, and I was doing good. I did like 5 months. I was almost 6 months, and I ended up falling off there. I ended up leaving the home and walking down to the bar because it was just right there. And then I ended up coming back, and the next day I thought I was going to get kicked out, but I guess the house manager just wanted to move me to a different room to be with somebody because of my relapse. And I was still drunk that morning when I woke up, and I ended up packing all my stuff and calling one of my cousins from my dad's side to come get me. And that's when I ended up going back home again. And then doing the same thing, I came back, and I've been to like maybe 6 other group homes that, you know, they weren't the right ones for me because, you know, they weren't structured. They would let you do whatever you want. They let you go in and out. So you would come back drunk, or you could bring back alcohol into the home. And finally,
that's not helping.
Yeah. So finally, the last group home I was at, I was drunk. I ended up leaving the house, and I drank like probably like 3 pints that day, and I ended up taking off from the house, going to Circle K, and I got me another pint. And somebody just, I guess I must have passed out at the bus stop or something. Somebody found me unconscious at the bus stop. So I woke up in Chandler Hospital. I guess I was in a 3-day coma. That's when I woke up. I guess it was 3 days after.
Oh my goodness.
And that's when I got a hold of my brother, and he was here at Dignity Behavioral Health.
Yeah.
And I told him what had happened, and they came and picked me up, and I've been here ever since.
Look at that. Seeking treatment, seeking help.
Yes.
You know, not receiving what you needed, right? Relapsed and ended up in a 3-day coma.
Yep.
As you were in a treatment place.
Yes.
Unbelievable. And your brother sounds like he extended his helping hand and said, hey, listen, there is a place over here. If those of you who don't remember, Randy Suniga from episode number 2, Restoration, Mr. Restoration, is Quinn's brother. And you had told him about coming down.
Yes.
And then he told you about coming over. And then you both have been here.
Yes.
Right? And so how long have you been at the latest place?
Here at Dignity, it's almost, I'm 9 months and 15 days clean today.
Unbelievable. Everybody, round of applause. 9 months. When was the last time you were 9 months and 15 days sober, Quinn? 6?
I don't know. Last year.
Yeah. So You're doing well.
Yes.
It sounds like you're doing well. It
Yes.
sounds like you are. You look better.
Yes,
And
I
you
feel
better.
better. Yes.
That's the main thing. Inside out, right?
Yes.
Inside out. And so Quinn and I have known each other the time that she's been at Dignity Behavioral Health, and I'll tell you that Quinn has endured. Quinn has persevered. It hasn't been an easy road for you, Quinn.
No.
It has not. It wasn't easy before you came, and I think that hopefully one of the things that I talked to you about when you first got here is it's not going to be any easier, you know. And so Quinn has embraced the program in the way of guidance, and she has embraced her treatment. You know, she's embraced her treatment that helps her. The purpose of the treatment is to give her the tools and techniques in order to remain how she is now. You know, remain sober. That's the bottom line. To remain sober, clear mind, so that she could function and make the proper decisions. Because one of the things that you and I have talked about, and one of the things that I think that you came to realize about yourself, Quinn, is that when you have those substances in your DNA mixed in your body, you're not the same person.
No.
So how did that? When did you realize that, or how does that look in how has that shown itself, its ugly head in your life? The different person that you become when you're on those substances.
I'm not nice. I'm mean. I end up in jail where I don't want to be.
Mm-hmm. Right. And so that's something we walked Quinn through. We walked her through the mind-altering substances that she partaked in, and how that really, she wasn't herself. That's not you, right? When you bring those foreign substances in, you're not pure, you're not whole, you're not clear. And so Quinn went through a lot of things. She had to learn. She had to learn her lesson a lot of different ways. She told you that she's a completely different person, like many people are, right? And she had to suffer the consequences of that. Being jail time, being hospital time, being broken relationships in your family. I heard you talk about when you did go back, how it was hard for people to think of you any different than the negative things that you did to them.
Yes.
Right. And so we talk about with Queen and everybody about how you have to go back and mend those things, but you have to have yourself, you have to have yourself together, right? You can't go back and have blanket or have hollow promises, like you're going to do better when you're really not doing better. Right. Mm-hmm. And so now, after this time, that's why Quinn's here today. That's why Quinn is here today, because her story not only is incredible, not only is something that everybody can grasp little pieces from, right? But Quinn has accomplished a major milestone. And so I wanted to bring her on. We led up all of that. That was her journey, right? She had an awakening. She said, I needed help. She got poor help, but she didn't give up on the help, right? She had a family member who had been through down a road and reached back and said, come try this way. And so Quinn has been with us. Quinn has been with Dignity Behavioral Health for 9.5 months now. Quinn has, in that time, has come to a lot of self-realizations. One of them is the effects of substances in her life, and the other one is some of her cyclical patterns. Right? We talked Quinn about, and we talked to several times, but you find yourself falling into that same cyclical thing. And even though you're clean for a certain amount of time, after 4 or 5 months, you would really feel what? And it would kind of draw you back. What is that feeling? What does that feel like? Do you know? No. You don't know? It just seems to come up.
Yeah.
And Quinn expressed that to us. She said that, every 5 to 6 months is when she really kind of she falls off the path, right? She falls off the wagon. She relapses. Okay. And so one of the things that we wanted to do was be really keen and close. We wanted to support Quinn, especially in those times, because we know if we could interrupt that cycle, okay, then she has a better chance of coming out ahead in the end. And we did interrupt that cycle. It was 4 months ago that we interrupted that cycle. And not only did she come out ahead, Quinn, but recently you have something to brag about. And go ahead.
I had now a certified peer support specialist. I graduated on Friday, the 12th, Friday. So was very excited. I accomplished something.
Quinn did it, ladies and gentlemen. Give her a round of applause wherever you're at and whatever you're watching. Give her a round of applause, dang it, immediately. Do it, right? She accomplished it. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for Quinn. And I'm going to tell you why it wasn't easy for Quinn, because I wasn't going to give up on Quinn. Okay. And I had to sit with my leadership team, and we had to really decide the support team that's around her, the clinical directors, the case managers, everybody that's around Quinn, that we've put around Quinn as a safety capsule for those things, right? We had to say, man, are we comfortable with it? Because Quinn didn't do well a lot of times in our past, right? She didn't do well making her own decisions out by herself. She just didn't. She'll tell you about those stories, right? And so it was a reckoning for us too. It was a time for us to test our treatment. It was a time for us to test the things we had built around Quinn, right? We had to, you had to, and you had to. We had to as parents. We had to in business. We had to all the time. We had to create space for someone to grow. And so after deliberation, man, we came to the conclusion that we wanted Quinn. We wanted it for Quinn just as much as Quinn wanted it for herself, right? And so we laid it out. We knew that Quinn needed that opportunity. We knew that Quinn needed to prove it to herself that she could do it. And so we had a few things that corresponded with her treatment that she had to. The reason why I'm saying is because not only was Quinn going to seize this opportunity, but she was going to do it how we recommend her do it, okay? And that's a humble thing. She had to remain humble. She couldn't just say, forget you guys, I got it, I'm going to do it, right? She allowed for us to put some structure around her so that she could attend these classes and she could get it done. And Quinn, you did it.
Yes.
You did it. You did it.
With no mess ups.
With no mess ups. Come on now. She ain't a mess up. You better not put that name on her ever again. She did it. She walked amongst the people. And there was temptation there, I would imagine.
Yes.
And she faced the temptation. She had an obstacle. She had a mountain in her way, but she climbed that baby. And even though she was in the storm, she let go of some things and made it to the top. So Quinn, we congratulate you.
Thank you.
You are a certified peer support specialist. Unbelievable. What? It's a fact. You can't deny it. She's certified. And not only is she certified in that, but we got to go to the next step, right? Because we don't want people to gain things and not put it to use. I call it arrows in a quiver. Quinn has a quiver. It was empty, but she's got an arrow in there now. That's a certification, baby. She made it through. She passed it. And so now we got to give her some opportunities for her to pull out that quiver and hit another heart, right? And extend her helping hand. And so Quinn, I've taught you, I've mentioned it lightly, but I just want to say that I admire you. I appreciate you. I respect you and your journey and your awakening and the things that you have gone through. I tell you guys all the time that we all have our journeys and things that we overcome, but I've never overcome what you've overcome. So I have to tell myself that you deserve that recognition.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome. And in addition to that, of course, I already mentioned it, but we got to put you to work now. We got to let you exercise the things that you've learned. And so Quinn has stepped up, and she's actually going to turn around to her peers, and she's going to start using some of the material that she got from her PSS, peer support specialist class, and she's going to actually start departing into other people. So she's giving back. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. The Hopi Nation should be proud today, baby, because Quinn is here. Quinn is here. Her brother restored into himself, and Quinn is restoring and redeeming herself into something that maybe she never even thought that she could be, right? But guess who did? The universe did, right? She's got ancestors working on her behalf regardless. She's got somebody, I bet, that's praying for her today, right? And so, Quinn, you made it.
Yes.
Peer support specialist, you're going to start working on that type of stuff. What else do you want to achieve? Because we're here to help you. Tell me another goal.
My GED.
Her GED, ladies and gentlemen. Not only is she about to get her GED, but we have a program that is online, and we don't go for GEDs, we go for diplomas. So Quinn is getting ready to start. Now that she passed that milestone, she has a short amount of time when she's going to work some of her gifts, and then she's going to start on her next educational adventure. Sounds like Quinn wants to expand her mind and her knowledge. And so we're going to send her back. We're going to send her back to an online college too, maybe. But we're going to send her back to an online course. So Quinn, when you're done, you will have a high school diploma because a GED works. But we want you to have a high school diploma. Does that sound good?
Yes.
And so that's what Quinn's goal is. She has another goal. She has another milestone that she's put before her. And she's extending her hand and accepting the help that's around her. Okay? She wants to be redeemed. She has such a powerful heritage. She has such a powerful person in herself. She has such a powerful spirit. in all that we say that we want to do. One of the things that we want to change is where our focus is, right? And so Quinn, we're going to let her use all that power. We're going to let her use all the gifts and abilities that she has. We're just going to shift her and focus it into a positive manner. How about that? Does it sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan. Ladies and gentlemen, Quinn Suniga is going to be back to give us an update another time. But until then, please send us a note. Let us know. Quinn from the Hopi tribe has arrived, baby. She has arrived. Clear mind, clear soul, okay? And certified. Quinn, if there's something that you could tell people about your journey, about all the things that you endured, right? And about reaching out for help. And sometimes that help didn't come the way you wanted it. But then you landed, divine timing, you landed in the place that really could help you. And as you have grown, right? Mm-hmm. And as you've started to achieve things, I would like for you to end your segment by looking over in that camera and telling them anything that you want to tell. Tell somebody who may be somewhere down in your past path and they need to hear from you to have them get to the next step. Go ahead, Quinn.
Just continue to keep going. Don't give up. That's all.
Oh, that's all. Continue to keep going. Don't give up, baby. It's short and simple. Quinn says it straight. What are you doing? Reach out, ask for some help, okay? Don't give up. Don't give up is what Quinn said. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Onealien Show. We have had Quinn Suniga, our special guest. She's a mom. She's a member of the Hopi tribe. She is a certified peer support specialist. You better get ready to know it. And she is ready to give back and reach out and help some people because her journey has been amazing. And she is a testament to perseverance. She's a testament to having a support system around you. She's a testament to love, the lion's love. And she will be back to let you know. Quinn, we appreciate you. Like I already said, we thank you. We're going to keep a watch on you, okay?
All right.
And man, just keep on doing what you're doing.
All right. Thank you, John.
You're welcome. This is the Onealien Show. That's all we do. That's all we do. We bring my friends. I bring the people who have been affected or being affected or want to be affected or just who are ineffective. I don't know. But they come to the Onealien Show and we share their amazing journeys with you. We compare it to the path of the lion because all of us are on one step or the other or we're repeating it again. It doesn't matter. But what does matter is we'll be back next week. Retail Therapy AZ, let me not forget, they're going to be here next week. There are major sponsors, 3 locations around the valley. They're coming in next week. They're going to have a vendor with them. We're going to talk Retail Therapy AZ. We're just going to talk all about it. Shopping in Arizona is what we're going to talk about. Getting up good stuff. Is there a holiday coming? Birthday, summer? I don't know what we need. We're going to go. Retail Therapy AZ is where we need to go. The Onealien Show. Look, I'm all over the place. Quinn, love you. You're here.
Love you.
She'll be back. The Onealien Show. That's what we do. And I'm out.